defeated. Tenants united will never be defeated.
Hi, I'm Kristal Hart, and we are here at City Hall in New York City, where local politicians address the fact that in June, your rent stabilization and control laws will expire. And what does this mean to you and New York City?
Welcome, everybody. We want to also take this opportunity to welcome our brothers and sisters from the labor movement who are outside marching. You know, working class people, we're joined at the hip, particularly during this very difficult year. And whether it's budget cut or the rent laws, we're going to be fighting together. This is an important year because over 1 million households, over 1 million units of housing that have families there. So if you translate 1 unit of housing to perhaps 3 New Yorkers, you are talking potentially 3-4 million people. You may be talking about half of this city. So this year, we have the great responsibility to renew the rent stabilization laws, which are due to expire June 15th.
I'm Brian Kavanagh from the east side of Manhattan, and I represent the Lower East Side, Stuytown, Peter Cooper Village, a lot of Murray Hill, but I want to talk about Stuyvesant Town and Peter Cooper Village today. And I know Councilmember Garodnick, who's here, and Senator Duane, who's not here because he's working on some health care issues, which are also going to be in that budget we're talking about today, and are coming out in the next few days. But Stuytown and Peter Cooper are very important in this fight for 2 reasons. We have learned a great deal from Stuyvesant Town and Peter Cooper. You may recall that this property was the subject of the most expensive residential real estate transaction in the history of the world, when that property, the home to 25,000 people, was sold for $5.5 billion a few years back. And what we've learned from that experience is twofold. First, we've learned just how rapacious and just how aggressive and just how shameless landlords will be in an environment where there are weak rent laws and weak laws to protect tenants. We've seen a landlord that set out explicitly from the beginning to do the following. The goal was to create an iconic market rate luxury community right here in the heart of Manhattan. That was the stated goal of their plan. The only way you create a market rate community and a rent stabilized community is to kick out all the tenants. And that's what they set out to do. The second thing we've learned is just how effective you can be when you put your mind to it. Of 11,000 apartments in our community, 4,000 of them were deregulated in a very short time under our current rent laws. 4,000 families kicked out. What we're talking about today is putting in place laws that will stop that. We're talking about protecting the gains that communities have made in court to prevent that, and we're talking about doing it now in the course of this budget process, which is going to happen in the next 5 weeks. So I'm glad to be here with all of these strong advocates of this, and let's get this done. Thank you. Look, rent stabilization is partly about stabilizing families in their apartments, but it's also about stabilizing communities. We have, over many years, built solid, stable communities, not only in Manhattan, but throughout the city, because people can be confident they can move into a community, they can build a family, they can put their kids in school and expect to continue to have their apartment for a number of years. Without tenant protections, especially in communities in Manhattan, you're going to see a constant churning and churning of families in and out of these units. That hurts individual families, but it also hurts our communities.
Okay, and we're out here actively pursuing this. What can the people at home do?
Well, people at home should be contacting their local representatives, especially at the state level, your state senator, your state assembly member, and you should also directly contact the governor and tell the governor that you want to see this done, that you want to see rent regulation renewed as soon as possible, and you want a law that will be stronger rather than weaker.
To voice your concerns on affordable housing, contact Governor Cuomo and your local representatives. I'm Kristal Hart reporting from City Hall.
Tenants united will never be defeated.